Howdy, and welcome to the Roundtable for Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross.
Connor Shenold.
Kiri Esther.
Aiden Cross.
Brooke Bullock.
Johnny Payne.
Kim Cross.
And we are so excited about episodes 29 through 32. Wow. Aiden took over from Brooke whilst we were trying to land a spaceship.
Little did I know, kind of the space vehicle thing was going to continue to a certain extent. Kind of, golly, my brain. I need more coffee this early in the morning as we record. With the famous first edition module that has the spaceship in it.
Barrier Peaks.
Barrier Peaks. All I could think of
was
was Borderlands. I was like, not even close.
I thought it was
that's
a
the
great
other
Keep on
Yeah,
the Borderlands.
that's
That's
key.
the other one.
I was trying to go. I was trying to do Expedition to the Borderlands. I'm like, that's not what that is.
That's also what we did for our Saturday group. I took them through Keep of the Borderlands and Isle of Dread and Barrier Peaks.
That's right, with the
the
printings.
recreated ones.
Yeah,
Which for 4.5e, and that was a lot of fun.
that's awesome. But this has been fun.
It has, and I guess Aiden. So what the idea was when you heard Brooks' episodes, what he was going to be running. I'm guessing that kind of bled into what you wanted to do.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, so, like, in what way do you mean that it bled into what I want to do? Just, like, in general?
Kind of give you the idea of where you wanted to go with yours, or did you already know?
Well, first off, the very beginning section, I did not know until Brooks said, "Okay, can we pass this off to you?" After that recording, after his final recording session, I was like, "Yeah, I can work with that," and I immediately knew, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make him crash land."
and have Pumpkin the Blink Cat save us all, with the exception of the tumbleweeds
and Aries.
and Aries.
Who just goes, like, I had such a clear mental image in my imagination of us sitting there on the ground and just seeing the other, sky skiff go whoosh, like off the curve of the sky, just like, oh no, you missed one.
I have to imagine that, like, Aries seemed, at least knowledgeable, if not powerful, and so could, like, tell, like, what Pumpkin was doing and was like, planets aren't really my bag. I'm gonna stay here. How about no?
I have a feeling we will see Aries.
Yeah,
again.
Have.
By this time this shows?
Yes.
There needs to be a little side session where it's Aries being like, "Hey, Pumpkin, take these people back. I'm going on my own."
Those folks are weird.
I need it elsewhere. That's the total. Isn't that the greatest line for any spinoff? They always use that in every spinoff. He's got adventures somewhere else, or he's gonna.
I've got a lead-in episode from the main series where it's like, oh, he's gonna go do something else, and that's the lead-in for the.
Which is exactly what we had. We had a spinoff show. Where we are interested. If you want to see further adventures of Aries, the astral elf, check out the Red Dirt Outlaws that are now playing every Tuesday as Aiden runs us through Keys from the Golden Vault.
Woo! It's a heist.
It is a heist. Several heists.
Many heists.
And we got Connor is in that along with Bree, Mark, Andrew, myself, and of course Aiden being our dungeon master, and we're having a lot of fun. We recorded our first 4 episodes already, and you guys, by the time this airs, I think 3 of them will have already dropped. So, very excited about that. So check that out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG, as well as we've also got Mysteries of Beatrix still running there. We have Plausible Deniability, where Brooke, Johnny, and I talk all things geek every other Thursday live. And have been having a lot of fun with that.
It's been having a lot of fun. By the time this airs, it will be in the return of the top 3.
Yes.
And that is going to be, that. I already know that's fun.
Yes, I've already started making my list. So. We do end up crash landing. Did you figure we were going to try and get it under control, or did you figure Pumpkin was just going to have to save us?
Nope. I wanted you guys to think, oh, this is over. It's done.
Yeah.
Pumpkin was the Deus Ex Machina in that situation, and
that seems like a theme for him.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if you guys would have thought of something creative, I thought, like, the tumbleweed surrounding you was kind of like a nice little thing. So, like, if I didn't do the pumpkin thing, you guys all would have survived, and the tumbleweeds would have just been, like, more dead. I don't know. That's
Yeah, I don't
tumbleweeds.
know.
But that was a really smart idea. I didn't like that.
No mistletoe, you'll die.
As a person who has seen Guardians 3,
I haven't
no spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil it. We know that Groot exists. That's not a spoiler.
Yes, an adult now.
He does some really great stuff, and I really like how, like, it's not super clear in the second movie whether this Groot is the same one, if it's a Mudman situation, right?
Yeah,
Is it the
right.
same Mudman over and over again, or is it a different Mudman? In the second movie, it's not clear, and in the third movie, it becomes clear. That is what I will say.
Yeah.
And
Very
so
cool.
it's really cool, some character things that go on with him in the third movie.
Still Guardians 2 when he was baby Groot.
So cool.
He was
Teenage
Groot.
Groot.
Don't push that button. I am Groot. No, you'll kill us all.
I am Groot.
The outtakes whenever we have the teenage Groot going on. It's just
Teenage Mudman.
Teenage Mudman.
Yeah.
Teenage Mudman. Sorry, it's just hilarious. I mean, just hilarious.
Yeah, I am.
Stop playing Breath of the Wild and come on.
Right? I know.
Nobody's gonna like your dances. Or whatever that
No
was.
one wants to see you dance.
Get off the TikTok.
Yep.
But we did end up actually going down. Apparently, the
going
ship
down,
went
down.
down into
Ted's front lawn.
Ted's front lawn.
Okay,
pretty
that was
great.
also something I just made up at the moment because I was like, that'd be kind of funny, I think.
I think it's hilarious. And just want to say we had nothing to do with that.
You have excellent lawn sculptures. You should get some space pirate gnomes.
So should we address the elephant in the room that is Twitch in that episode?
We
You know,
will, but first I
Bradley-
wanted to know, were you ready for Ted to come? Because we kind of made that up all of a
Nope.
sudden. So yeah, you did not know Ted was coming back.
I didn't know Ted was coming
Kiri's
back
been
now.
waiting for a moment to bring Ted
Bring
back.
Ted back. Yeah.
I do like Ted.
So pulling back the curtain on Twitch's illness, air quotes, right? It was one of those things where we and other people, friends of the show, thank you very much, noticed that in the dragon battle, Twitch should be dead
right.
because that initial damage was enough.
Went over
Yeah.
his max HP.
Yeah. Twice max HP.
Twice max
Twice
HP.
And we were already, by the time we figured that, or by the time Johnny said anything, or at least anything that we
Yeah.
kind of picked up on,
We were already moving.
We were already within, like, what, 2 episodes later, I want to say?
No,
Maybe an
we
episode
knew
later?
pretty much.
What was that session?
It was that
It
session,
was that
but it was
session, but we'd already done stuff.
was-
There was
yeah.
no way
Yeah.
we could go back and redo it.
which we
so.
did say, are we going to do that? And it was like, well, it's kind of like hands off the chess piece. Something special must have happened with fate.
Yeah.
You know,
So
and we
had to
just
write
kind of
in.
let it go.
Yeah, I was sitting here, I'm like, there's something not right about this. There's something wrong. And I was like, does anything else happen? And I couldn't it wasn't processing in my brain. And I'm like looking through the book and looking through D&D Beyond, and I'm trying to, it's just, nothing was lining up for like what I was searching and what I was looking for with, Control F. And I'm like, God, it's something. And then at some point I'm like, yeah, I have 30 HP. And he's like, no, what's your max? I'm like, 30 HP. And he's like, you should be dead.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I said that, and I was thinking to myself, like, the whole entire time between that recording session and my recording session, I'm like, how do I fix this problem? Because, like, honestly, like, most people probably won't even recognize it, but I was like, I'd rather have something happen. So I was like, so Johnny and I started talking back and forth, and a bit of miscommunication, because, of course, texting sucks with communication. But, of course, in those
Especially when you're
episodes...
talking about character death,
Right,
right?
exactly.
I was like, you're going to kill my character and I'm going to make a new one? Cool, barbarian. And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? That's not at all what I said.
Yeah, but we eventually figured it out, and that resulted in the solution that was that episode with the bullet keeping you kind of tethered, but also wanting to kill Mr. Pokemon, wanting to kill you himself.
Right.
So good.
Yeah.
Which
off the
made a lot
idea
of sense for
Paulson.
Paulston's character.
Yeah.
It did.
He wanted to be the one to kill you. He didn't want you dying before he got the chance. Rude.
And then once again, of course, you happen to be one of the very talented actual actors in the around the table here. But once again, the things that the role play that you bring out with Twitch is just awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
With that illness, and then the Michael, of course, with being Blackjack and the friendship kind of that blooms, if we
Yeah.
want to say. I mean, it just
friendship
really,
is magic.
Yeah,
Friendship is
It's
magic.
It's
a
just a
really
realization
touching
that Twitch
episode.
doesn't need to make friends, quote unquote, make necromancer.
Yeah.
It's that he has friends, and it was during that time that he was down and sick and at his worst, and that he realized, oh wow, there's something happening to me right now that I've never experienced before. People are caring about me, and so it was, yeah.
It was
good-
a nice change of pace. We haven't had a lot of solemn moments.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so to have one here, we had one, back during you played a role in that because that was your episodes back in with
yeah.
Jaska and Gideon, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
those have really kind of been the two, actual solemn, really deep character moments. And then we have other characters who are like, I want to be king of the mud people.
But Billy was also involved with that because Billy brought the tea, and and Ziansi was here to have a sit down on the moss, and then Beatrix was like, oh man, what was that line? It was wonderful where Beatrix was like, you have friends now, and just like Beatrix just like curled up next to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was just so sweet.
Billy violated Twitch's pouch is the wording in the episode.
Yes.
But he is trying to fight the problem in his way.
Yes.
Was like, I never liked Pokemon. and dives for that bullet and says, Blackjack, I can't figure this out, but I know this is bad.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I feel like Poston wouldn't, or
Polston.
Polston. Ugh.
I know, it's a
went
mouthful.
from-
So
went
many
from-
consonants.
His name was Robert Paulston.
He went from being like a character that I'm pretty sure Johnny had no second thoughts. So it was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a character that introduces you guys into the undead world, and then all of a sudden now he's like this important actual character
Yeah.
in the
With a
situation.
full backstory.
Well, from the beginning, he was when you first got to the gazebo and he was making tea, asking about I heard there was a necromancer with you, or
Yeah, I know about that,
So he was, and then there was the flashback where he was literally holding the gun that had that bullet in it. It was just going to be if
Yeah, but it was supposed to be like a little fun little thing. not really
for a
something that was
brief
supposed to-
right. So then it was like, I kind of like this. I want to keep this going. So he's going to give that bullet as a gift to send a message, and then we'll just see what any other DM does with it in their sessions. Yeah.
Yeah. There was also the great moment when we have Twitch's vision or the projection
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever
Near-death
happens
experience.
Yeah,
with
that was
with
the
Polston.
That was the moment.
Yeah.
Microphone moment.
Yeah, and it was really great because you asked him, hey, so if I'd made different choices.
Would I be making a new character right now?
Yes,
Could've
yes,
just
you would have been.
easily fallen.
I think there was a bit in there where you went I pulled out my wand to shoot him or something like that, and it's like.
Yeah, would you put in the outtakes?
Would you put in the outtakes?
Like
Would you put in the outtakes, of course, but I was like, okay.
For a second in your heart, you're like, it's a choice.
So just kidding. I was like, okay, thank
What's
God.
the new barbarian's name?
I remember I asked that question after the encounter was done, but it was just delivered in such a way by Aiden that I was like, because again, we're unscripted, and at no point did Aiden pull me into a room and say, you're going to have a conversation with the ghost later. If you want to make a new character, here's your chance. You can or can't die just by saying the word or whatever. It was just through the role play. I
You
was
bet.
like, it was the side, because I always say there's two sides to your brain. There's the character side, then there's your side. And my side started knocking on the door saying, Aiden's giving you an out if you want it, or an opportunity, not an out, but
Right.
it's negative, but an opportunity to make a change or do a shift or something. And there's still a change and there's still a shift. It's still Twitch. It's just not the same old Twitch.
There is a line. It's later. I think it's in episode 30 or 31. I'll save it, but we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back to that because there's
Yeah.
a moment when we really see that.
Although you
again.
should have died on that episode, we also should not have even been in that spot. And we will talk about that on the long version of the Patreon break. Why should we not have actually even been in that position in the first place? If you want to hear the full version of this roundtable, then you need to become a Patreon member right now. Not only do you get the full versions of this roundtable, you also get access to our Discord server where we are having a lot of fun, and some of our Discord members are getting a monthly or every other month we have a chat with them. And there's other things going to be coming up. You can get your voice here on Red Dirt D&D. You get t-shirts. You get there's a bonus content. It's wonderful. Plus you get our episodes 4 days early. So
That's
what a
right.
great
Gifts are
opportunity.
coming.
Yeah.
Woo!
And gifts are coming. So Also, make sure to check out our merchandise and make sure to check out our YouTube, subscribe, ring the bell, all that kind of stuff. Because we're going to head to the long version of the roundtable right now. Go to patreon.com/reddirtdnd or search for Red Dirt DnD on patreon.com. And we're going to go to the full version of the roundtable right now.